What up, y'all? See the rapper here, and I gotta tell y'all something crazy. So, I'm pretty sure I just seen my first UFO. Like, I don't know, I just can't discredit this. So I was driving north. I was on a road where I was going 50, 50 this way, 50 that way. So I was driving pretty quick. Had a couple cars in front of me going slow with their hazards on. They were like campers or something. They were going to pull off or something. But they weren't pulling off soon enough. When the coast was clear, I started passing them. Well, I started passing them real quick. I was going around. I seen this bright light in the sky. I was like, what the heck? So I'm looking, and I go and I get in front of them, and I'm still looking at it. And I'm south of Phoenix, Arizona. And this was, going towards Phoenix. And there's like lots of mountains and stuff out here and stuff. But this was like way down there, way above a mountain, like way up high. And the sun's still up. So it's still pretty bright. I got my sunglasses on and I see this big bright light and I'm looking at it, I'm like, that's so weird. I'm like, maybe it's a plane or something, but like it was direct light. Like it wasn't like to the side, like it wasn't like it was like direct light and it was huge and it was a big white bright light circle thing way up in the sky, way far away. It was like a long distance sighting, honestly. And I'm just sitting here like, well, that's kind of crazy. So I'm in the lane now, and I go, I check, and I have a little bit of car problem, so I'm looking, make sure my temp good, speed's good, look back up to look back up, half a second looking down at my stuff, make sure I'm still good, because I just kind of hauled butt a little bit to get around some cars, and I'm looking, and I'm in farmlands, by the way, so there's not a lot of people around here either. So I'm looking, clear sky, it's gone. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm still driving. I have no music on, just driving, and I'm just kind of looking up at the sky. No traffic at all. There's just a farmland road out to a little city, and I'm like, man, maybe it was just a freak thing. Maybe it was a drone. Maybe it was a plane. I don't think a flare or firework or something like that. And then, like 10 miles down the road, I wasn't going too far, but about 20, 25 minutes away. So about 5, 10 miles down the road, I'm still kind of looking up and like, man, that was kind of weird. Like it kept my senses going. Well, sure as shit. For like not a fraction of a second. I want to say half a second. It was like a fraction of a second. Like I just seen like it just come back and go. Like it just like reflected the sun's light and it was just gone again. I was like, oh my God. So I get down there, I get out, I start looking around the sky, see nothing. Like you could see a couple stars, you could see a plane maybe. Drone ain't going that high, I don't think. I don't know. Maybe it could. But the way that I'm interpreting this is it was very far away from me. It's not like it was just above me or a mile. It had to be 10, 20 miles, north of me, and then way up in the sky, way up there. And it was no like little ball of light like a star or like a plane. Like there was no flashing. It was just light. And it was big. It was really big. Because if it had to be that far away and that up high and just the distance for me to hit, it was big. That was probably one of the biggest things I ever seen in the sky. Now, that I've been thinking about it now for about an hour. I've seen it about an hour and a half ago. And then it came back and went poof. And that's when I called my wife and said, oh crap, I think I just seen my first UFO. I know there's lots of different technologies that people use, and do things and all this and that, but this was no little tiny star. It was no little speck like this. The shit was big. It was huge. It was up there. And that's about it. That's all I got to say. It wasn't hovering over me. It wasn't like a street over. It wasn't 10 miles away from me. It was down there. And it was big. And as I'm looking at it and I seen it, for a couple seconds, then it went away for all that time, popped back up for a second. I was like, oh my God, and the sun's right there. The sun's setting. It's like, wee, I'm setting. I'm the sun. So it's still bright. I got my sunglasses on, but over here, right above the sun, way up here, is just this big, bright light. And that's my UFO story. Leave me a comment if you've had any experiences similar to mine or different ones, because from my understanding, there's all kinds of possibilities of everything out there. Nothing's impossible. But good stuff. I'm staying inside. I ain't gonna look at the sky no more. I'm just kidding. Thank you guys for listening to my UFO story. My one and only. Maybe I'll have a second one someday, but that was pretty cool and I feel pretty blessed. So thank you all for watching. And get ready for new music. I didn't even talk about music, but lots of new music all over the place from me, C the Rapper, and maybe Grandpa C.